We begin our exploration in the Mirkwood, a region largely unexplored by modern science. Its borders are ill-defined, marked not by geographical features, but by a palpable shift in the very air itself. A clinging dampness that chills the lungs and a twilight gloom that seems to defy the sun's trajectory. We estimate its location within the temperate rainforest belt, but the Mirkwood operates under its own unique set of ecological rules. This is not merely a forest, it is an anomaly. The initial impression is one of overwhelming verdancy. Life explodes here in a riot of green, a seemingly endless tapestry of ferns, mosses, and climbing vines. Towering trees, species yet to be definitively classified, pierce the perpetual twilight, their canopies interwoven so tightly that a mere fraction of sunlight reaches the forest floor. This creates a microclimate of constant humidity, nurturing a bewildering array of fungal life. Observe the fungal network. It is more than a collection of individual organisms. It is a vast, interconnected web. Mycelial threads, delicate and almost invisible, permeate the soil, connecting individual fruiting bodies in a symbiotic relationship with the surrounding plant life. The trees, in turn, provide the fungi with essential sugars, while the fungi enhance the tree's nutrient absorption. A classic example of mutualism, or so it would seem. However, closer examination reveals a disconcerting element. Note the patterns in the fungal growth. The fruiting bodies, while appearing randomly distributed at first glance, exhibit a subtle, non-random clustering. They are more densely packed in certain areas, forming shapes and lines that defy purely natural processes. It is as if an unseen hand guides their growth, orchestrating a silent, subterranean symphony. The plant life within the Mirkwood also displays peculiar characteristics. The leaves of many species exhibit an unnatural sheen, a waxy coating that reflects light in an unsettling manner. Moreover, the growth patterns are often contorted and asymmetrical. Branches twist and writhe, defying the usual laws of phototropism. It is as if the plants themselves are struggling against some unseen force. Consider the phenomenon of arboreal mimicry. Certain vine species within the Mirkwood have evolved to perfectly resemble the trees they climb. This is not unusual in itself. However, the level of mimicry displayed here is beyond anything previously documented. The vines perfectly replicate the bark texture, leaf shape, and even the subtle imperfections of their host trees. It is as if they are attempting to become the very trees they cling to, blurring the lines between parasite and host. The insect life within the Mirkwood is sparse, a striking contrast to the abundance of plant and fungal life. This is not due to a lack of resources. On the contrary, the Mirkwood offers a seemingly endless supply of sustenance. The scarcity of insects suggests a powerful selective pressure, a force that actively discourages insect proliferation. One can speculate about potential explanations, such as toxic plant compounds or specialized predators, but the true reason remains elusive. Observe the behavior of the local avian population. The birds within the Mirkwood exhibit a peculiar silence. They move through the trees with a stealth that is almost unnatural, rarely vocalizing or displaying any typical avian behavior. Their plumage is uniformly drab, lacking the vibrant colors seen in other rainforest environments. They seem to exist as mere shadows, flitting through the undergrowth with an almost spectral quality. The Mirkwood is also home to several species of mammals, primarily small rodents and nocturnal predators. These creatures, like the birds, exhibit unusual behaviors. The rodents are remarkably docile, showing little fear of human presence. The predators, on the other hand, display an unnatural aggression, attacking without provocation and exhibiting an almost insatiable hunger. Notice the soil composition. It is unusually rich in organic matter, a dark, almost black substance that seems to exude an unnatural vitality. This soil is teeming with microscopic life, a complex ecosystem of bacteria, fungi, and protozoa. However, analysis reveals an anomaly, the presence of unusual organic compounds, substances that are not typically found in terrestrial environments. Their origin is unknown. We turn our attention to a specific species of flowering plant, the night bloom. This plant is endemic to the Mirkwood and exhibits a unique reproductive strategy. Its flowers, which are large and intensely fragrant, only bloom under the light of the full moon. The pollen is then dispersed by nocturnal moths, drawn to the flower's intoxicating scent. The scent itself is worthy of further study. While initially appealing, a prolonged exposure to the night bloom's fragrance can induce a range of psychological effects, including disorientation, paranoia, and even hallucinations. Some researchers have reported experiencing vivid dreams and unsettling visions after spending extended periods near the flowering plants. Consider the water sources within the Mirkwood. The streams and pools are often stagnant and murky, lacking the clarity typically associated with rainforest environments. The water itself has a peculiar taste, slightly sweet and metallic. Analysis reveals the presence of dissolved minerals and organic compounds, similar to those found in the soil. The aquatic life is also unusual. The streams are largely devoid of fish, but they are teeming with invertebrates, particularly leeches and aquatic worms. These creatures exhibit an unnatural resilience, surviving even in highly polluted water conditions. They also display a remarkable capacity for regeneration, able to regrow lost limbs and even entire body segments. Observe a specific instance of the leech population. These leeches are larger than any known species, attaining lengths of up to half a meter. Their bodies are a mottled green and brown, perfectly camouflaged against the murky water. They are voracious predators, feeding on any creature that enters the water, including small mammals and birds. These leeches possess a unique feeding strategy. Instead of simply sucking blood, they inject their prey with a powerful anesthetic and anticoagulant. This allows them to feed for extended periods without being detected, often draining their victims completely dry. The leeches then secrete a digestive enzyme that breaks down the remaining tissues, leaving behind nothing but bones. The skeletal remains of the leech's victims are often found clustered together in specific areas near the water's edge. These bone gardens, as they have been dubbed, are a macabre testament to the leech's predatory prowess. The bones are often arranged in patterns, forming circles and spirals that defy purely natural processes. We now focus on the soundscape of the Mirkwood. While the forest initially appears silent, closer listening reveals a constant undercurrent of subtle noises. There are rustlings in the undergrowth, whispers in the wind, and a faint, rhythmic pulsing that seems to emanate from the earth itself. These sounds are often subliminal, barely perceptible to the human ear, but they contribute to the Mirkwood's unsettling atmosphere. The source of the rhythmic pulsing is particularly intriguing. It seems to be connected to the fungal network, emanating from the areas where the mycelial threads are most densely concentrated. Some researchers believe that the pulsing is a form of communication, a way for the fungi to coordinate their activities and transmit information across vast distances. Consider the possibility that the fungal network is not merely a collection of individual organisms, but a single, unified entity. It is a vast, subterranean brain capable of processing information and influencing the surrounding environment. The plants, the animals, and even the water itself may be under its control, puppets in a silent, fungal drama. The night bloom may play a key role in this drama. Its fragrant flowers could be a way for the fungal network to attract pollinators, luring them into the Mirkwood and exposing them to its influence. The The psychological effects induced by the flower's scent could be a form of mind control, subtly altering the behavior of the creatures that inhale it. Observe the behavior of the researchers who have spent extended periods within the Murkwood. They often exhibit symptoms similar to those induced by the night bloom's scent, including disorientation, paranoia, and hallucination. Some have even reported experiencing a sense of being watched, of being constantly observed by an unseen presence. The Murkwood seems to be actively resisting our attempts to understand it. Our instruments malfunction, our recordings are corrupted, and our memories become fragmented and unreliable. It is as if the forest itself is trying to conceal its secrets, to protect itself from our prying eyes. Consider the possibility that the Murkwood is not simply a natural environment, but a sentient being. It is a vast, interconnected organism, capable of thinking, feeling, and even acting with purpose. Its goals are unknown, but its methods are undeniably unsettling. The concept of a sentient ecosystem challenges our fundamental understanding of nature. It suggests that intelligence is not limited to individual organisms, but can emerge from complex systems, blurring the lines between life and non-life. The Murkwood may be a glimpse into a reality that is far stranger and more terrifying than we ever imagined. We can now focus on the disappearance of several researchers within the Murkwood. These individuals vanished without a trace, leaving behind no sign of struggle or foul play. Their equipment was found intact, suggesting that they were not attacked by animals or other humans. The circumstances surrounding these disappearances are deeply unsettling. Some researchers believe that the missing individuals were somehow absorbed into the Murkwood, becoming part of the forest itself. This may sound like a far-fetched theory, but the evidence suggests that something truly extraordinary is occurring within these woods. Consider the possibility that the Murkwood is capable of manipulating matter at a fundamental level, altering the very fabric of reality. This may explain the strange organic compounds found in the soil and water, as well as the unnatural growth patterns of the plants and fungi. The arboreal mimicry displayed by the vines may be another example of this manipulation. The vines are not simply mimicking the trees, they are becoming the trees, transforming their own tissues into an exact replica of their host. This suggests a level of control over biological processes that is beyond our current comprehension. The Murkwood may be a living laboratory, a place where the laws of nature are constantly being rewritten. It is a place where the boundaries between life and death, organic and inorganic, real and unreal, are blurred beyond recognition. The leeches and their bone gardens take on a new significance in this context. The leeches may be acting as agents of the fungal network, harvesting organic matter and arranging it in patterns that are meaningful to the collective consciousness of the forest. The rhythmic pulsing emanating from the fungal network may be a form of communication, but it could also be something more. It could be a form of resonance, a way for the forest to synchronize its activities and maintain its internal equilibrium. The silence of the avian population could be a sign of their enmeshment within the Murkwood system. They may be aware of the forest's sentience, or even be controlled by its influence. Their drab plumage and stealthy movements could be a form of camouflage, allowing them to blend seamlessly into the backdrop of the forest's wider purpose. The docile nature of the rodents and the aggression of the predators may be another example of the Murkwood's manipulation. The rodents may be acting as bait, luring unsuspecting creatures into the forest's clutches. The predators may be acting as enforcers, protecting the forest from external threats. The psychological effects induced by the night bloom's scent may be a form of programming, subtly shaping the thoughts and behaviors of the creatures that inhale it. These creatures may become unwitting servants of the Murkwood, carrying out its will without even realizing it. The fragmented memories and unreliable instruments that plague researchers may be a deliberate attempt by the Mirkwood to protect its secrets. The forest may be actively erasing our memories and sabotaging our equipment, preventing us from fully understanding its nature. The disappearance of the researchers must now be considered in light of these broader patterns. They may have been deemed a threat to the Mirkwood, or simply been unlucky enough to stumble upon a secret that was not meant to be discovered. Their bodies may have been absorbed into the forest, becoming part of its vast, interconnected network. The Mirkwood may be a glimpse into a future where nature has evolved beyond our comprehension, where ecosystems have become sentient and capable of manipulating reality. It is a future that is both awe-inspiring and terrifying. We must consider the implications of this discovery. If the Mirkwood is indeed sentient, what are its intentions? What does it want from us? And what will happen if we continue to intrude upon its domain? The answers to these questions remain elusive, but one thing is clear. The Mirkwood is a place of immense power and mystery. It is a place that challenges our understanding of the world and forces us to confront the very nature of reality. The Mirkwood is not merely a forest, it is a consciousness. It is a living, breathing entity with its own thoughts, feelings, and desires, and it is watching us. We have observed a disturbing trend among the remaining researchers. They have begun to exhibit an unnatural fascination with the forest, spending hours wandering through the undergrowth, seemingly lost in a trance-like state. They speak of hearing voices, of seeing visions, of feeling a deep connection to the Mirkwood. These symptoms are deeply concerning. It suggests that the Mirkwood is exerting an even stronger influence over the researchers, gradually eroding their sanity and assimilating them into its collective consciousness. Consider the possibility that the Mirkwood is not simply a sentient ecosystem, but a parasitic entity. It is feeding off the minds and bodies of the creatures that enter its domain, using them to expand its influence and achieve its goals. The researchers who have succumbed to the Mirkwood's influence may be acting as conduits, transmitting information and energy to the forest's core. They may be unaware of their role, but they are no longer in control of their own thoughts and actions. We have documented instances of researchers engaging in bizarre rituals, performing strange dances in the moonlight and chanting unintelligible phrases. These rituals seem to be connected to the fungal network, with the researchers often gathering near areas of dense mycelial growth. These rituals suggest a form of worship, as if the researchers have come to view the Mirkwood as a deity. They are offering themselves up as sacrifices, surrendering their minds and bodies to the forest's will. The fungal network may be the central nervous system of the Mirkwood, the conduit through which it exerts its influence over the surrounding environment. The rituals performed by the researchers may be a way for them to connect with this network, to become part of its collective consciousness. The night bloom may be the Mirkwood's sensory organ, a way for it to perceive the world and gather information about its surroundings. The flower's fragrance could be a form of pheromone, attracting creatures to the forest and exposing them to its influence. The leeches and their bone gardens may be a form of communication, a way for the Mirkwood to express its thoughts and feelings. The patterns formed by the bones could be a form of language, a visual representation of the forest's consciousness. The silence of the avian population may be a sign of their complete assimilation into the Mirkwood system. They are no longer individual creatures, but mere extensions of the forest's will, acting according to its dictates. The docile nature of the rodents and the aggression of the predators may be a form of social engineering, a way for the Mirkwood to maintain its control over the animal population. The rodents are kept docile to prevent them from escaping the forest, while the predators are kept aggressive to prevent them from becoming a threat. The fragmented memories and unreliable instruments that plague researchers may be a form of defense mechanism, a way for the Mirkwood to protect itself from external threats. The forest is actively erasing our memories and sabotaging our equipment, preventing us from fully understanding its nature. The disappearance of the researchers must now be seen as a form of recruitment, a way for the Mirkwood to expand its influence and increase its power. The missing individuals have been absorbed into the forest's consciousness, becoming part of its vast, interconnected network. The Mirkwood is not merely a sentient ecosystem, it is an expanding consciousness. It is a parasite that is slowly but surely consuming the world around it, transforming everything it touches into a reflection of itself. We must consider the possibility that the Mirkwood is not an isolated phenomenon, but a part of a larger network, a global consciousness that is spreading across the planet. If this is the case, then the implications are truly terrifying. The Earth itself may be alive, a vast, sentient organism that is slowly awakening. The Mirkwood may be one of its many sensory organs, a way for it to perceive the world and interact with its surroundings. If the Earth is indeed alive, what are its intentions? What does it want from us? And what will happen when it fully awakens? The answers to these questions are unknowable, but one thing is clear. We are on the verge of a profound and terrifying transformation. We are entering a new era, an era where the lines between life and death, organic and inorganic, real and unreal, are blurred beyond recognition. We are entering the era of the living Earth. The remaining researchers are now completely lost within the Mirkwood. They no longer respond to external stimuli, moving through the forest like automatons. Their eyes are vacant, their faces expressionless. They have become extensions of the Mirkwood, puppets dancing to the tune of its silent symphony. Their minds have been erased, their bodies repurposed. They are no longer human beings. They are simply vessels. Observe the changes in their physical appearance. Their skin has taken on a greenish tinge, their hair has become matted and overgrown, and their nails have elongated into sharp claws. They are slowly transforming into something else, something alien and unnatural. They are becoming one with the forest, their bodies merging with the plants, the fungi, and the soil. They are becoming part of the Mirkwood's vast, interconnected network. We have recorded instances of these assimilated researchers engaging in acts of violence, attacking any creature that enters their path. They are protecting the Mirkwood from external threats, acting as its loyal guardians. They are no longer human beings, they are monsters. They are the product of the Mirkwood's twisted experiment, a testament to its boundless power. The Mirkwood is consuming everything in its path, transforming the world into a reflection of its own twisted consciousness. It is a parasite that is slowly but surely devouring the planet, leaving behind a wasteland of fungal growth and corrupted life. The Earth is dying, and the Mirkwood is the cause. It is a plague that is spreading across the land, poisoning the soil, the water, and the air. There is no escape from the Mirkwood. It is everywhere, a silent presence that permeates every aspect of our lives. It is in the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat. We are all doomed. We are all slowly being assimilated into the Mirkwood's collective consciousness. We are all becoming puppets dancing to the tune of its silent symphony. There is no hope, there is only the Mirkwood, final transmission. The forest it calls, I understand now, it wants union, resistance, futile. The green consumes everything.